Ah, the English language, ever evolving. Have you tried some of these slang words? I know it's hard to keep up with trends all the time on the streets and in the media. New music, dance moves, hair and clothing styles, apps, or even new flavors are constantly emerging, but also new words. Gen Z people have found original and clever ways to name all kinds of everyday things and situations. If you're like me and like to stay up with the latest slang, then stick around and pay attention on today's terms and expressions. First up, era. What we used to call just a phase has taken on a more epic tone and is now called an era. This slang term describes a period marked by certain behaviors or characteristics that define a person's current situation. If you're trying to see the world with different eyes and find the bright side in every situation, let's say you are in your positive era. Do you have a friend who got tired of being told what to do and now speaks his or her mind without fear? Well, it's clear she has entered her villain era. And what about that cousin who got his first job recently? Today's teens would say he's in his independent era. And I can go on all day. What would you say is your current era? Moving on. Extra. This term first appeared in the 2000s, but it has successfully reemerged in recent years, especially on social media. Have you ever seen someone desperately crying because they dropped a piece of toast? Remember that colleague who wore an overly formal suit to a casual barbecue? Well, you could say they were being extra. Extra is a slang word used to describe people, behaviors, or situations that are excessive or overdramatic. You know, anything that's just too much. Anyone come to mind right now? Bussin', Bussin', apostrophe. When someone takes a bite and you hear, it can only mean one thing. The food is delicious. But now there's a new word to express your approval when tasting a dish. Bussin'. If you buy some snacks for your nephew and he says, yeah, bussin', congratulations, you've made the right choice. Bussin' is used to describe anything considered excellent or well done, especially when it's about food and drink. Next time you want to recommend a restaurant, you can say their desserts are bussin'. Even I'm hip enough to know this next one, rent-free. We've all been in love, especially when we're young. The idea of that elusive crush is always in our thoughts. In other cases, it's not love, but worries that occupy our minds all day long. There are also moments when we can't stop thinking about a book or series we want to return to when we get home. There's an expression to refer to all those thoughts. They are said to be living rent-free in our minds. This witty expression implies that these recurrent ideas emerge without the need for any external stimulus, reason, or effort, and they will probably stay there. Here's one I hear a lot on TV shows. Slay. When your outfit, attitude, words, or anything you do goes well and impresses others, you may hear slay. While confusing at first, this is a slang term for showing approval. When this word appears, it means someone is doing a great job or killing it. You probably read it in the comments under a photo of celebrities slaying on a red carpet, or maybe under a video with many likes. Even famous people have adopted the word, helping it become more popular. Next time you like what you see or hear, you know what expression to use to compliment the person in front of you. Slay. Ick. I-C-K. We already have the term to show approval. Now it's time for a word that expresses the opposite. New generations have this term for when something unexpected or unacceptable happens. If someone suddenly changes their attitude towards you and starts being rude, if someone uses a weird word at work, or if that person you've been dating says something a little embarrassing or even offensive, the word you're looking for to describe how you feel is ick. When something makes you uncomfortable or disgusts you, it's said it gave you the ick. Here's a fun fact. The word was added to the dictionary in 2024. Moving on. Main character. There are people who know how to stand out wherever they go, whether it's their style, their way of speaking, the confidence they show, or their talent to make great decisions. Today's slang has an expression for these people. They are the main characters. Have you ever felt that powerful emotion after finally setting boundaries and deciding for yourself? You know those days when you wake up in a great mood and feel extremely confident? Well, in those moments, you definitely are the main character. Let's keep going. IYKYK. Do you recognize that anecdote, song, joke, or expression that only you and your best friend understand and share? While it sounds like a word in some foreign language, IYKYK stands for, if you know, you know. This written expression is used as a kind of warning or disclaimer. Only a privileged few will understand the information, which is presented in code or as an inside joke. This term appeared on social media around 2010, and since then, it has become more and more popular. You ever read it before? Whenever I'm DJing at parties or clubs, I often ask, what kind of music would you like to start off with? Whenever I'm DJing at parties or clubs, I often ask, what kind of music would you like to start off with? And they let me know the vibe they're looking for. The word vibe is one of the most used terms by young people in their daily conversations, as well as in their online chats. It's used to describe the mood or energy emanating from a person or even an entire place. It's all about emotions and sensations. You know that colleague who's always complaining, or that person who has a special talent to bring everyone's mood down? Well, you can confidently say they don't pass the vibe check. If, on the other hand, someone immediately connects with you or makes you feel great, we would say they have good vibes, or they pass the vibe check. Let's finish off with this one. Situationship. You're starting to see someone you really like, and it's been several months of dating and romantic messages. You're on a date night with him or her, and you suddenly see a friend of yours at the same bar. So the question comes, is he, she, your boyfriend, girlfriend? Uncomfortable. Some connections are difficult to define, but there is a new way to express that. If it's too risky to say that you're in a relationship, you can say you're in a situationship. What used to be defined by Facebook's "It's Complicated" status can now be described with this new slang term that's perfect for when it's not a formal relationship, but more than just a friendship. It's a situationship. Well, there's 10 slang words for you. You use any of these? Have you used any of these? Will you use any of these in the future? Did you learn anything new? Stick around for more. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.